this behind me. There we go. There we go. We'll start with that. We'll start with that. Hey guys, I hope you are doing well. I'm Bullhorn Betty. I cover true crime, and we're going to be starting. I'm going to wait for some people to get here, so I'm just going to keep talking and talking and talking until we hear from some people. It's just kind of how I roll. As many of you guys are aware, I have no internet. I'm running off of my phone, and that's why I have to run this way. I'm trying to do a live. This is the best it's gonna get until between 1 and 5 p.m. this evening, okay? I mean, we've got a severed Fios cord cable outside, so there is no internet. I've been running my TV. I've been doing TikTok videos. You know, I've been using my time wisely. So we've got a lot of stuff going on, and maybe many of you guys haven't been watching. Do you know who this is? Anybody can guess? If you guys are watching me on TikTok, you probably know. If you guys are from like the 90s, you guys know who this is. This is Kurt Cobain. Okay, Kurt Cobain, as many of you guys know, lead singer and songwriter for Nirvana. And we've got some interesting information. You guys know I do not like a particular unscrupulous PI, right? How many? Raise your hand. Raise your hand if you guys know I have like this sour taste in my mouth for, you know, unscrupulous PIs. All right. Well, many of you guys know I do have a passion for great PIs. Okay, and you guys know that one of the great PIs that I have a passion for is Jason Jensen. He thought I was a crazy, YouTuber covering, the Kylan Schulte, Crystal Turner on my avocation to find out what happened to Gabby Petito and stuff. And he's saying he's off to work justice for Kurt Cobain. Kurt was murdered. So now Jason Jensen is popping into the Kurt Cobain saga. Many of us, from the 90s, we always believed something was going on. It wasn't right. Many of us believed this lady behind me, Courtney Love. Courtney Love. Many of us thought that she was responsible or had some responsibility in what happened to Kurt Cobain. I remember. I lived it. We were all jamming out to Nirvana. And there was Nirvana, so you had this whole hair band type of thing. And as you learn about Nirvana, one of the things of the brilliant music minds was really not ripping it out. It was kind of more toned back. This was from the hair band days, whenever all these, these hair bands we're creating some, really jazzy and rhythmic tunes on their guitars, their electric guitars. And everybody was starting to sound the same. That is really what the conversation was. And so when Nirvana came back and kind of took it down a notch and really brought this, the words, a lot of people were feeling the words that were coming out in his lyrics and Teen Spirit, so lots of stuff that many of us thought didn't sound right in the case. Well, Jason Jensen, you guys know, if I thought he was an unscrupulous PI, I'd be screaming it from the rooftops. I sit here and talk about Jason Jensen in the highest regard on my channel because he's truly a PI professional. And when I think of private investigators, I think of people like Jason Jensen, not the unscrupulous PI that's completely unprofessional and probably should lose his license. This is the guy that would be recommended when I recommend PIs. Anybody in Utah, if they can get a hold of or afford Jason Jensen's services, I will tell them to go with Jason Jensen. Period. And I will always advocate for him because he does good work. Not only does good work, but he gives back. He has given back to the true crime community in huge ways. by helping Sean Paul Schulte, Kaylin Schulte's, no, it wasn't Kaylin. What was it? Crystal Turner and Kylan Schulte. And that was the case. He helped her father free of charge, okay? And this was his second child that had lost their life to homicide. One was kind of an accidental, allegedly, and this one was obviously intentional. So, really excited about this. I wish Jason Jensen the absolute best in finding out and taking a deep dive into this. You know what? I'm going to be paying attention to him on this because I do trust him. And if he feels like this guy was murdered and not a self-inflicted gunshot wound, well, I'm paying attention because I know and I remember those feelings back when we found out Kurt Cobain lost his life. And we were just sitting there. I cried. I was one of those people that cried. I don't know if many of you guys did or not. But it's nice to see everybody this morning. Good morning, all. Let me go back up here and tell you all good morning. Me and you, Holly, Lisa be always, the real me too, Patty, Missy Motormouth. It's nice to see you, Groovy Gal, Mama Dukes, Mama for the missing children, Decor and more. It's nice to see you, Kathleen, Michelle, Peggy. Good morning, Mama. Good morning. Alexandra, it's nice to see you as well. Aletha, good morning, love. I hope you're doing well. Groovy Gal, Mama Smurth, Nanette, it's nice to see you. Peggy, Stacy, Gigi for life. Hey, love. Cheryl, hello, hello, hello. Donna, good morning. Frank. Who else do we have? Randa. Wicked Curves, it's nice to see you. YouTuber. Who else do we have up in the house? Medic Biker, I hope you're doing well. Same to you, Sonia. Skittles, D's, Nuts. Courtney totally... Oh, okay, I see what you did. Totally. Everybody believes that that's what happened. If you guys are new to my show and you can't comment, you're not blocked. What it is that we have a 1-day comment criteria on here, and that's just because, you know, we control, don't mind me, I've got a dog that likes to move around under the covers today. I can't really do a whole lot because I got no internet, so... What you see is what you get. This is what you see. Let me turn this off. You guys know where I'm at. Ta-da! Right here. Right here. But we are going to be covering this. We're going to be I shouldn't say covering it. I don't know. But we are going to be definitely following the case. We're going to be following Jason Jensen. We're going to look into what he's doing because, let's face it, many of us say, if he comes out and says, look, I've looked into this. I you know, it's been very suspicious, but, you know, I looked into it and it looks like Kurt Cobain, you know, was really depressed and did this to himself. I would finally believe it. But I feel like it's that kind of this question mark that's always been about, you know, since the case has happened, since he unalived himself, since he, you know, allegedly unalived himself. Hey, Karen, it's nice to see you. Ashley, good morning. Good morning. Carla, Mickey Shell, it's nice to see you. I hope you guys don't mind the format. It's kind of like our older format. But, you know, when we were doing the Sebastian Rogers case, because it's just easy to do, right? But we have a phone session we need to do, so it's really put a crimp in the style of what we were going to do yesterday afternoon, and I was really kind of upset about it. I was so upset I decided I needed a milkshake. It made me feel a little better. If anybody's curious, I just thought I'd let you know. Detective Whiskers, it's nice to see you. Faye, Shauna, Phoenix Flies, it's nice to see you. Can you do Michelle Hedgeris from Inside sometimes? I don't believe the story they put out. Michael Hutchins. You'll have to send me some stuff. That's the first time I heard his name. I mean, anything that perks my curiosity, I'll dive into it. If it's something that's kind of, that I did, it doesn't perk my curiosity. Just some cases don't. I've got to be passionate about a case, but yeah, I'll look at anything, and see what's what. I have definitely, like the mystery, especially of some. We might dive into some cold cases this year. I'm not sure because there's going to be about 3 months that I'm going to be fully down at the end of the year. I didn't want to tell you guys this because it's not my business to tell, but Mama Bullhorn's going to be having some surgery. Nothing to be too alarmed about, but she's my mom and she's a little bit older than she once was. And the idea I mean, like, guys are cool, and I'm sure that they take care of their significant other well. I just don't want a guy taking care of my mom when she's coming out of surgery. So I've kind of stepped up to up to the place, and I told my stepfather that he can have some much needed rest and relaxation and not to worry about mom. So for the first few days or week, I'm probably going to be, packing a bag and going and staying with my mom and babying her until I know that she's mobile and stable. And, I want to make sure she has good, wholesome food. I don't know how well Jack cooks. I just know that he's been my stepdad since I was about 15 years old. And every time I've ever seen him cook, it usually results in him going to a pizza shop or Publix for fried chicken. I don't think that's necessarily the most healthy meal for my mother, but I'll talk to the doctor. If the doctor says pizza and fried chicken are perfectly healthy for my mother recovering from surgery, I will happily back up and learn my role, okay? And slow my roll. So that's where it's at. So we might do some, unless there's some breaking news cases, we might slow it down a little bit and cover a true crime case, because I've still got some stuff from Robert Long that I recorded a couple years ago. There's a lot of different things that I popped around Florida because Jonathan and I were here. We had to go find things to do, so we went to we did Robert Long. We did this and I just never produced any of it. And I know I still got it. I've got to search for it, but we have content we can just go through. What was the other one? Gosh, there was another John. They actually, while we were there in 2022, they had just completed another, they were excavating his property. Like, this guy's been in jail. His family still owns the property, but he's been in jail 20 years. I can't remember the name. I have to remember. It's Robert something. Maybe it is Robert Long. Maybe we went to now, because I think Robert Long was a heavier guy, and I think this guy was another. I think his name was John something. I'll think of the name. But he was in Pasco County or Pinellas County, and I've got all the content from the area, so I don't really need to go out and refilm the content. We just need to update the information and start getting some videos out and talking about the case. So I think it'd be kind of interesting. So we might do something like that when I'm taking care of mom. So it keeps us, it'll something I can do research, and I won't have to spend a lot of brain time on it, because breaking news cases, believe it or not, takes a lot of my time to read, research, make sure I understand things, plug things in, write things down and everything like that. Whereas I can have knowledge of a case and be producing, content fairly quickly when my mom's down. So we'll see. I want to keep you guys entertained, but I don't want to lose the core fact that we're here for breaking news and, active and current crime cases where victims are what we advocate for. But we're going to have to mix it up a bit to make it work. Send out Delilah for you have to stretch out so much. Good gracious. I think you do this on purpose. I really do. I think you do this on purpose. Lay down. You're good. Senda, it's nice to see you. Good morning. Aletha, I missed you all, but I've had a lot going on. Well, it's the summer months, and not only that, it sounds like everybody needs a boat. Guys, if you have never went into the water before in your life, The water is coming to you somewhere courtesy of weather manipulation and modification. So please, even if you're in the mountain regions of the United States, God knows what's in store for us this year, you know? We pissed somebody off. So you all need to go out and buy yourself some life preservers, okay? That is what's going to prevent you from, you know, I can't stop the sticks and the bricks from falling in on you, but I can teach you how to float. For the people that don't know how to swim, you're going to need to learn this year, okay? Apparently, we're having catastrophic floods all over the country, unexplained. It's just some, you know, weird weather pattern. You know, maybe they just quit screwing with our freaking environment and quit screwing with the weather, quit screwing with Mother Nature. Maybe Mother Nature would quit screwing with us. Just my opinion. But until our government kind of gets it, they like to control everything like every other government in the world. So here we are. Guys, go to your nearest store and buy yourself a life preserver, okay? Why not go ahead and get yourself one of those, you know, fire suits as well while you're there? I mean, I don't know what this unknown stuff that our government's been doing in secret is doing to us, but we might as well just take precautions because I don't trust any of it. All right, I'm done. Fire suits. And, you know, well, we might as well just go through it. Fire suits, hazmat suits, and life preservers. I think if you guys can get that, and if possible, why not throw some pool noodles into it, okay? Tie them around your legs, around your arms, keep yourself afloat when time comes. I don't know. Just keep them near you, okay? Flooding's coming. If you don't know how to swim, don't worry. You're gonna get a crash course in swimming. Lenny Bean, it's nice to see you. I'm just saying, you don't have to listen to me, but you know, I just want to remind you guys, a parachute, and I say this every time, it's just a recommendation as you jump out, as you propel yourself out of a plane, and you start crashing your body toward the earth. You have this pack on your back. It is recommended when you have that pack on your back, there's a little string over here, and when you get to a certain altitude, you should pull that string. And what it does is it makes this big, beautiful balloon type thing come up around you. And then you kind of float and guide to the earth so you're not crashing to the earth. But it's only a suggestion to pull that string. Now, what happens if you don't pull that string? Well, not too many people have really been able to explain what the result of that is because I've never heard anything about it. Actually, never seen them again. So I don't think it's a good result. Just saying. Just saying. Nothing on that. Nothing on that. No, the Something Smelling Fishy title is related to Kurt Cobain. That's why I started out with him. Aletha, thank you. So, what we are going to get to related to not just Sebastian Rogers' case, but we have several other cases. The Lily and Jack Sullivan case out of Nova Scotia, Canada, has been taking a lot of our times and energies. What does it say? Little orange man. Melanie, it's nice to see you be in Florida. Hello, guys. If I missed you, Christy, Ren, Poppy, it's nice to see you guys. Hugs and kisses. Julie. Aw, you guys are nice. Aw, I see you guys. If I missed you coming in, good morning to all. I'm super, super happy that you are here. But there was something I was just, weather manipulation is real. I kind of came across the information that I need that took me, you know, from the conversation. I'm no longer shy of talking about it because I know I have the receipts to prove what I have to prove for this platform. Not like I really care about people saying, oh my God, show me the receipts. Here, well, I'll tell you the receipts. You do your own damn research. You tell me what it means to you. It's called Operation Popeye, and I want you guys to look into a 1996 document authored by our Air Force. And it's something. I read it verbatim on one of my shows, but the ending of that title of this document states controlling the weather by 2025. And I find it awfully ironic that all of a sudden in the year of 2025, we have some of the most catastrophic flooding, 1,000-year, multi-thousand-year floods in all areas of the United States. I do not believe, I'm sorry, I have common sense. And my common sense will not allow me to believe that our weather pattern are like this without some type of help to be like this. Sorry, not sorry. And if our meteorologists can't figure it out, well, that means they're too book smart for common sense, okay? And that's the problem in our society. People can have all the book smarts in the world and still be a damn dumbass. And I'm going to stand behind that. That is a Betty approved statement. That is a Betty approved statement. You can put that on a shirt, Sonia. It's approved. It's approved. It's approved. Maybe we should just have a shirt that says it's approved, Bullhorn Betty. Denied. Now I feel like I'm taking the bearded guys. That's what he does. He does all those cooking. I love him. He is so funny. He is so energetic. He'll look at something and he'll show somebody else cooking, doing a cooking show, and he's like, denied. He's taking his hat off. He's like, oh no, it's denied. Who would do that? I love my food people. Okay, my foodies, they are hilarious. And if you guys haven't seen, what is it? Petty Crocker. Holy smoke! She was at SAS. I was trying to meet her. She was in the auditorium. I couldn't find her. I was gonna go stalk her. Say, hey, I'm Bullhorn Betty. Can we be friends? Oh, good gracious, the resident mama. It's nice to see you, Mary. Hey. So now we're going to kind of get into the Lily and Jack Sullivan case. Lily and Jack Sullivan, oh yeah, I forgot to tell you. Let's not forget. Oh crap, did I delete it? Oh no. Anyways, way over here on this list, it shows this is the Epstein Black Book. Remember the one that I put out? Well, Courtney Love's name is in Epstein's Black Book. I just thought I'd throw that out there. Was Epstein in business when Kurt Cobain, went boom? Could he be involved? I mean, it makes you wonder a little bit. Hey, Maggie, it's nice to see you. It makes you wonder, no? Makes you wonder. I don't know. Okay. So, as you guys know, we've also been covering, we're going to get back to this handsome face in just a few moments. We're going through all of them. So, everything is kind of going awry. I want to give a big shout out to my friend Justin for All, Clutch the Pearls. If you guys haven't been over there, go over there. I got to hang out with a bunch of great people yesterday, learning some new information about the Lily and Jack Sullivan case. And I know that this is, we all kind of share information amongst, and just even you guys, right? If you're at all these different sites, you hear something, you clip it, you send it to your favorite creators. The creators read it, they digest it, they break it, or whatever the case may be. Well, this one was related to Daniel Martell being in a chat. So I'm going to give you guys the Reader's Digest version. I don't know, maybe some of you guys haven't learned about these two beautiful faces. This is Lily, she's 6 years old. This is her brother Jack, he's 4 years old. They've never been diagnosed with autism, but their mother proclaims that they both may have some form of autism. Little bizarre, I know. You would think if your child, or you believe your child has autism, you would take your child to a doctor to see if they have autism. I'm just saying. That's just me. So long story short, we have learned in this whole thing that we really don't know what to believe. Let's be honest. We know something bad happened to these children, and we know that Malehya, Daniel, or both of them are most likely involved in whatever happened. Those things we kind of know. But the details of the case have been kind of scant, to say the least. We have heard from law enforcement. They do not believe the children have survived. Whatever they went through, they believe the children are both deceased. And so I'm listening to, Justin go over these statements, which I think are pretty alarming. But I also think that they are, looking at the whole information in context is really, really, really appropriate. And it comes down to this pink blanket. Allegedly, there was a section of this pink blanket in a tree. Nobody knows how this pink blanket's piece was missed because there were people, it was in an open area and should have been readily visible to whoever was searching or whomever was searching in that area. So that was the first mysterious thing is one, why did people miss it and how did it get there? And so when those questions were raised, it was Daniel that I think it was Malehya that said that it was a covering for either a door or a window, I believe. Don't do your own research. I'm a little hinky on that detail, so don't take me as fact on that. Okay, I'm unsure, but I think that's what I understood. However, Daniel said he had thrown it out a couple weeks ago. Now, this is again my understanding. If I'm wrong, please let me know. If your understanding is a little different, again, please let me know, and we'll try to resolve it from there. But either way, it was, I believe, Daniel that said, wait a minute, I threw that in the garbage can a couple weeks ago. So how, basically how did this portion get into this tree? Okay. We're going to talk about that because this is where I'm starting to feel Daniel is so up to his neck in this, it's not even funny. And so this argument ensued on where this blanket was. It sounds like Malehya's family and friends believe they saw it on the rail. It is Daniel Martell and his family that actually 100% believe that it was in the garbage. And he even stated on a statement that the pink blanket was found in the garbage and he made the call. Basically, he's saying he called law enforcement. The problem with that is when we heard how he found it, it sounded like he took his phone, started the recorder, said, hey, bro, come with me. And they're walking with the recorder and a secondary witness, right? We've done that before when we were guilty of something and we wanted to act like we weren't, did we not? It wasn't over children, but it might have been over a piece of candy. It might have been over something else. It might have been, I need you to come with me. I need you to witness this. So there's something hinky about that whole activity of grabbing the phone, grabbing the bro, going to the garbage can to see if that pink blanket is in there, and then say, oh, maybe I have the pink blankets in here. Let's call law enforcement. And it just seems too weird. All of that seems too orchestrated to me. I don't like it. I don't like orchestration when we got two children missing. So that felt very, very orchestrated. I don't know what other word would describe that other than orchestration. Okay? So we have a boot print. Now we have this piece of fiber or blanket. And it sounds like it's not a small little section. It sounds like it's a section. This is one thing that Daniel, we learned about Daniel at the beginning. He was off in his ATV. Okay, at the beginning, he was wanting to search for the kids. He was out there. He was up to his waist in water, the whole gamut. He's out there searching on his ATV, or at least appearing to be searching. What if he was monitoring where everybody was poking around, and when he realized that somebody was poking around a little too close, he planted him on the ATV, went and planted a piece of that fabric that he knew was in the garbage on a tree to throw people off. And what if the evening of the 2nd into the 3rd, when they stopped the search, how do we know that they did not go out and do something else? Because it was the very next day, on the 3rd, when Malehya took off, the afternoon of the 3rd, she took off and was never seen again, leaving her 2 children missing, presumed deceased, and wanting to go live her life and start anew. Because remember, her half-sister says we shouldn't criticize. She's not meant to be made to sit home miserable. She shouldn't be going out and having to search for her children either. I mean, shame on us for thinking a parent would do that. Jeez, how dare you people? How dare you people? She can go out and get some rays and show off her body and poof up her boobs and whatever she wants to wear to try to get some of that male attention, but she can't get her little behind out in woods or cooperate with law enforcement without an attorney present. I don't know about you, but I got a problem with it. But we're learning right now that Daniel doesn't appear, in my opinion, to be truthful. Something happened to these children, and every single day that they point the fingers at one another and neither one of them break their silence, it makes me feel that both of them are involved in this case in some capacity or another. Now, what capacity is that? I don't know. Daniel has a girlfriend right now. Well, you know what? Let me tell you. He has a new girlfriend. Well, then he clearly couldn't have loved Malehya. Okay? Because I hate to break it to you, people that are in love just move on like that. They just don't. Okay? So there's no love there. There's no love. Obviously, he had no love for Malehya, so it was transactional, whatever they were doing in their family. Because if it wasn't, again, people just, when they're in love with somebody and their entire world is absolutely shattered, I mean, the last thing I'm thinking anybody's looking for is another person to shatter their world. But again, obviously that's not what it was. They were only together 2 years. They weren't having a very good relationship, it would seem. Ellie has now received Devlin's phone records. Many numbers in his phone are unknown. This will help detectives with difficult task of identifying every number and possibly finding answers sooner. Thank you for the update, Panda Bear's mom. That's good news. That's good news. So I'm still waiting for handcuffs at this point, but it sounds like because they've cleaned up, and again, you know, they're going to have to rely heavily on circumstantial. This comes back to another case, and we're going to go over to that case now, which is Sebastian Rogers' case. Many of you guys already know the details of this case fairly fluently. Let me find a photo that I can use that would have his photo in it. Maybe this one? There we go. That has his photo in it. So this is another case, and these kind of dovetail together a little bit with the Lily and Jack and Sebastian's case, because I feel like the reason why there has been no handcuffs is because this is a circumstantial case. They're going to have to rely on the digital footprint, if any. It sounds like a digital footprint specifically around their house, unless they have home internet, is going to be quite difficult to pinpoint. It doesn't sound like they were regular users of social media. Again, it's going to be difficult to pinpoint. I think it is very important for civilized countries to have a internet infrastructure in their country. It just, it's a convenient form of communication. Everybody wants it, and they're willing to sign away their privacy to get it. So, I'm sorry, any civilized country, it's an option for you. You don't have to be on any type of internet if you so choose. But if you're traveling and want to be on internet, we can track you. Plain and simple. Disclaimer made. Your choice, right? I have a funny feeling, just like I am, and I hate giving my privacy away, I would sign up in a heartbeat, because it is something that is critical in my life. It's sad that we are being forced to choose between a convenience and our privacy, but that's what is presented to us. And I think that we should have internet throughout our continent, because that is what we have to use in situations like this, where all three of these kids allegedly were harmed and hidden very well, allowing their parents, the mom and stepfather in both of these cases, skip responsibility and justice for their children. All three of them. All three of them. Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers disappeared over a year ago. He was reported missing on February 26, 2024, and he has never been seen since the night before, which was February 25th, around 6 to 6:25 p.m., when he was at the Texas Roadhouse eating dinner with his mother alone. Okay, they went back to the house. We were told he made it back to the house, that they have an audio of Sebastian arriving at that home. But here recently, Seth has questioned whether his son made it to that house that evening or not. I have always been in the belief that that child, Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, made it home, made it to his house, but never left. Never left willingly, never left consciously, because even with the enhancements that have been done on the video of the flashlights going to the vehicle, it shows somebody carrying, it shows a blob carrying a blob. You can't see what the blob is very clear. You can't see that it's, Chris or Katie. You can't see that the other blob being carried is Sebastian. You just see a blob carrying a large blob. We can figure out that a child disappeared that night. There's flashlights moving about in the middle of the night, moving something very large to an unknown vehicle that it appears to be trying to miss video surveillance cameras. Otherwise, I'm still having some every profession that he was met with foul play, but because, again, of a parent being able to clean up very well, it has prevented law enforcement just say, I don't know, because I don't trust this body. They could have worked with, the public a little better, more appropriately. You guys should be able to see me now. Can you guys see me? Running on internet from inside the house. Thank you, YouTuber. Okay, I've reset it again. Okay, you guys could see me. Okay, well, I went ahead and reset it again, and refreshed it again, just to be on the safe side. Because it seemed like I was talking, but, I don't know. Because, I'm inside a concrete house, and I'm trying to use outside Wi-Fi. So, it really could be just as much as a truck driving on an interstate that kicks my signal for a second. It sucks, but this is what we're having to deal with. Hopefully I'm coming in clear. That'd be ideal, but if I'm pixelated, I'm pixelated. But again, I'm hopeful we'll have some service soon. So anyways, getting back to Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, we learned that allegedly some of that Apple Watch data came back, and it shows that, Katie's been telling us for a year she's been in bed. She went to sleep at midnight. She was not moving about. She has no reason to have an elevated heart rate because, let's face it, when you go to sleep, what does it do? Your heart rate drops when you sleep. It doesn't elevate, it drops. Your breathing slows, and you go to sleep, and you rest. However, her heart rate was elevated during the same time we see flashlights moving from the side of their house to an unknown vehicle. I find that wild. And then we couple it with the bombshell information that Seth let us know. Sebastian's room has been cleared out at Chris and Katie's home. I have never, ever heard of an innocent family or an innocent mother ever clearing out their child's bedroom. Ever. As a matter of fact, when we hear about husbands doing that to their missing wives that walked out the door with some strange guy, and they start throwing that stuff away, we know. Bombshell information. Every single story I brought up today it smells a little fishy. Kurt Cobain, we've always wanted to know, did he commit suicide or did somebody murder him? That has been on the table since 1994. And now Jason Jensen stepping up to the plate, the Lily and Jack Sullivan case. Both parents, mom and stepdad, not acting right, not making the right statements. Everybody is on, is just up in arms about their behavior. And the fact that there were substances, major substances, inside this home, it leaves a lot of us very, very concerned. And I don't believe either one, Malehya or Daniel. And then comes to Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, and God bless Seth Rogers for putting on his shit-kicking boots and standing to fight for his son. He has been put in a situation no parent should be put into. He was pitted to decide whether he needs to stand up for his son or really look at two people that were raising his son. And he is fighting, and he has been fighting for his child ever since because he knows something isn't right. He doesn't know what, but he knows something smells fishy. And now to find out that law enforcement is going to their county commission meetings and begging for a raise for themselves, for a few, without advocating for the major missing child in their community, it just really brings down the morale of Seth and his team. It brings down the morale of the other officers watching their boss that hasn't done crap beg for a raise while dismissing their hard work out there on the streets and the rules that are for thee and not for me. So it's just a sad state of affairs with all the cases we covered. But I think one of the most exciting parts of this story, of all these, is the Kurt Cobain, because I think many of us feel like he's been without justice for decades. And it's nice to know that somebody is going to put forth some effort. And I'd like to support Jason Jensen on those efforts. So we're going to listen to him. We're going to watch him. We're going to see how he does. And if he ever needs support, we're going to give him whatever support he needs on this journey to find out the truth in the Kurt Cobain case. So, guys, thank you for being here. Rock it out with your coffee beans out. Don't forget to be fearless. If you see something, say something. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And until next time, please be safe, but more importantly, kind to one another. And please don't forget to hit me up on TikTok. I'm dropping a lot of videos already today. We've dropped 2 different videos on Kurt Cobain and 1 on Rex Heuermann, the Gilgo Beach serial killer. So please go over there and check those out if you have a TikTok. And believe it or not, even my TikToks, I found out this. You don't need the app to watch them. You can still get the information just by tapping on the link. So consider doing that, guys. Have a great day. We will be back this afternoon when we can run a real live. The repairman's coming today. I feel today's going to be a great day. And by this afternoon, we will be able to have our call-in show. So say a prayer for our call-in show, and hopefully by this afternoon, we will be able to get it done. All right, guys, we'll see you soon.